All right, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm your host once again, Dan Thornton. Want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, it's just after 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we've got a little bit of news. This started percolating yesterday. I want to be fair and give credit where credit is due. I started getting wind about this late last night. I did not have time to come on air. I wanted to get more confirmation before I went on air with it. But now that we're here, here's what we got. Lions could be facing a situation where Kerby Joseph could be out for an extended period of time. There is speculation that the PCL is not healing that greatly. Lions feel like they get a handle on it. They put them through some workouts. It gets reinflamed or flamed up again, and then they're kind of back to square one. Word is the Lions are looking at surgical procedures to help with Kerby Joseph. Kerby Joseph's representation is also looking into this. What does this mean? If he does have to go underneath the knife and get the surgery, he's probably out to the end of December, maybe early January. As you guys know from the schedule that we face, that would mean basically he'd be out into the playoffs. What's going to happen? We're going to have to pay attention to this going forward. The other aspect of this is Sam Laporta. Many of you are probably aware. If not, I'll bring you up to speed. He did not practice yesterday. It would appear he has an issue going on with some ligaments in his lower back. The Lions may have to sit him out this week and potentially next week. Is it going to be as long a time frame as Kerby Joseph? It doesn't seem that way, but one never knows. Kerby Joseph, I think, is probably the biggest of the headlines here. We all watched him kind of power through it during the regular season for a while with that knee injury. Let's bring in our special guest here. That's going to be Hutch Jr. Hutch Jr., we get the news that, hey, Kerby Joseph, not a big surprise, out for a little bit. But now that recovery process the Lions were trying to get for him, looks like he might have to get surgery and potentially be done for at least the regular season.
Yeah, that's a big blow to this defense. Just when you think that we're starting to turn that corner of get everyone back, we kind of get some bad news. So, it's been kind of one of those lingering issues that he's kind of dealt with. I kind of figured I was surprised he didn't do it earlier in the season, just because of what he was going through, but. If it's one of those cleanup procedures, maybe, he's back by the postseason and no better time to have him then.
When it comes to Sam Laporta, I get there's a lot of people that, hey, a back injury may not seem like a big thing to some of us, especially if we're talking about what's being reported, ligament situations going on with his lower back. But for someone who has to block, maybe potentially bend down low for those blocks or to catch a pass, how big of a deal is it, a back injury for a tight end at the NFL level, especially one as accomplished as Sam Laporta?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, he's a big piece of this offense, and I think that's what the Lions like him. I mean, he prides himself on blocking. So, better off to just kind of. I know it sucks. We got a big game with Philly, but if you rest him and get him back, by the Dallas game, I think we'd be all right. I mean, it's not like we can't live with Brock Wright and all those guys. So.
The Lions going forward, let's see them play this devil's advocate, say it's the worst situation. Kerby Joseph does have to get the surgery to help fix that PCL, get him back late December or wherever it may be. Who do you think fills in for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Brian Branch is just going to fill in there, and then I think Daniel Thomas. You got Thomas. Yeah, you got Thomas Harper. I mean, they got guys. I mean, they're going to figure it out. They might sign some of those guys off the practice squad to come up and help, but this is the thing with them. I mean, they have, obviously not the greatest star depth, but Brian Branch is a big piece. That's why you have him.
Yes.
He can kind of fill in that role. And with DJ Reed coming back, you can kind of play this defense a little different. Terrion will be back, probably, hopefully out of concussion protocol. So we'll see. But, they'll just have to move some pieces around and they'll figure it out.
All right, and then for Sam Laporta, if it is 2 to 3 weeks, Brock Wright, like you said, probably fills in. If you're Dan Campbell, what are you doing to the offense to maybe make some adjustments for the missing all-pro tight end that would be Sam Laporta?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll do a lot on that offense. I think they'll just kind of keep the same jumbo packages that they were running against Commanders and just kind of – I mean, they got packages for all these tight ends. They got packages for – Sam Laporta, they got packages for Brock Wright. Brock Wright catches us a lot. I mean, not a lot of passes, but he's catched some. We've seen him score a few touchdowns here and there. So I think they'll just continue to run with the game plan. Laporta obviously is a big piece because defense is kind of eye on him because of, his catchability, his yards after catch, things like that. But yeah, I mean, you might even see some new, wide receivers come in. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if they start using Tesla a little more and things like that.
All right, yeah, I'm not going to make this the longest video ever, but we're all going to want to pay attention to it. We've been without Kerby Joseph for a few weeks. Obviously, the defense is a little different with him, but doesn't mean it doesn't excel. Hutch Jr. going into this game, I get everybody wants to win against the Philadelphia Eagles, but in your opinion, how big of a game really is it for the Lions as a totality on the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, obviously NFC win. This is a team that you haven't beaten in a while. I think Dan Campbell and the team really wants this game. They kind of put it to us what was it, 2022 or 2021 when we played them? We were down big, but we ended up coming back and making it a game. But
Right.
I think this would be a statement win if they can pull this off, like beating Baltimore. We didn't know Baltimore was going to be as bad as they were, but if they can come out and beat the Eagles, I mean, that'll be a big statement win for these guys and Dan Campbell and put it on his resume.
All right, Hutch Jr., why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout out to everywhere they can find you, support your content, and all you do.
As always, you guys find me on here with Dan, and then you guys can find me on Twitter at SuperFanHutch, and you can find me on Facebook, The Lions Den.
All right, everybody, pay attention to these injuries. Kerby Joseph, Sam Laporta, could they be back sooner versus later? It's possible, but as you know, ligaments in the back take time to heal. Will they play him this week or not? I guess we'll find out. And then the big question is going to be Kerby Joseph. Does he need to go underneath the knife and surgery? Only time will tell. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. See you on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.